As I said before, Evoline usually imports the maintenance data from SAP. Importing data from SAP is executed automatically by a pre-configured schedule and has manual override capabilities. In this video, I shall demonstrate how to start information update. Click Execute immediately, and Evoline starts to import information from pre-configured files. When the import is over, the Evoline becomes available again. When we imported all required data, we should create scope, which will be scheduled. So, we select Planner Group and Desired Scheduling Period. Enter scope name and description. Select work orders for inclusion to scope. Define available Planner Group resources. We have three types of resources. We have Planner Group resources, shared Work Center resources, and production resource and tools. What is the difference between Planner Group and shared resources? Actually, our customers do not use centralized planning. Each business unit has its own resource pool. For example, it means that my Planner Group 1 has 10 workers and Planner Group 2 has 5 workers. Planner Group schedules only within available Planner Group resources. But we also have shared resources, like supportive services, which work for all business units. Also, we have production resource and tools, which are basically shared equipment which is needed to do maintenance activities. So, before we start scheduling, we need to define these resources. After scope creation, a list of scopes from Tactical Mode is open. Here we can review common information about all available scopes. To create separate tab for created scope, I click Select Scope link, and Dashboard page for Tactical Mode is open. Now when scope is created, we should adjust it before scheduling. For Tactical Mode, as for Strategic Mode, it is reasonable to group jobs which have to be done on the same or equipment which has some kind of relationship. Our system allows to group these jobs automatically or manually. And also it allows user to establish relationships between given jobs. That way jobs can be done in parallel or one after another. So I select several work orders, group them together, and create finish to start relationships with 5-hour lag between given jobs. Then, select other work orders, group them together, and create start to finish relationships with 2-hour lag. And of course, during scheduling system considers all these relationships. We may have different rosters. Roster is basically working calendar. So you can have your day shift, you can have your night shift. For some jobs which have to be run in 24 hours mode, you can have your 24 hours roster. For example, for holidays, you may have reduced work time roster. And system allows to assign this roster to a particular operation. To do it, I select desired operation, click Change Roster, and select desired roster. Operations are displayed by the different colors depending on the assigned roster. Evoline will consider these rosters during automatic scheduling. For example, nightly jobs will not be scheduled for day, and daily jobs will not be scheduled for night. 24 hours operations will not be split between the dates. They will be run in a continuous mode and won't be interrupted. Also, we can have something which we don't want to change. For example, we put some work order for a particular date because that job has to be done on this specific date. Or, for example, this job is already partially completed, so there's no sense to schedule it again. Evoline allows to fix work orders, which means system won't change data for this job when doing automatic scheduling. Now when our scope is adjusted, We open the main page of Avaline. It is called Dashboard. Actually, we have lots of detailed features here. I can see that my scope contains 446 work orders for scheduling. Some statistic information is presented. As I said before, we always have more jobs than we can handle, and the pool of resources is limited. How do we handle it in our system? Each job has its own level of importance based on a set of parameters. The main three parameters we use are equipment cruciality, which means how important particular equipment is. Also work order priority, which means how important to do this job. And deadline, which means how important to do some job before a particular date. Our system automatically considers all these three parameters when doing a scheduling. First of all, it schedules more important jobs and tries to schedule less important jobs. And everything which is not important is excluded from our scheduling. It is considered to be scheduled afterwards. And I have my existing schedule. I can see some statistics here. These bar charts represent headcount needs. It means how many people in total I need to execute these jobs. Red color means that I don't have enough workers and I need to optimize my schedule because it is simply not possible to schedule all 446 jobs within available resources. And table below contains some digits. Yellow highlighting informs us about warning, and red highlighting shows error. I have a set of work centers, and I can see that for some of them I have overloads in terms of headcount. For some of them I have a warning in terms of man hours. I can review for which dates I have overload. For example, I have 4 days with overloads for my electrical work center. I can open the page which shows me daily resources needs for the given work center. And I can see here that for the 8th of December 2013, I need 62 people, but I have only 4. Obviously, I will not be able to do this. Then, I have fewer jobs to do, and for the end of the month, I don't have any jobs for the schedule. It means I have idle time. So I have a major overload for the beginning of month and idle time for the end. And obviously, my schedule is not optimal. Now I'm going to optimize it. So open dashboard page to start automatic scheduling. I click reschedule button to start automatic scheduling. Scheduling takes some time. Usually it is from 5 to 15 minutes, so you can do it several times until you're satisfied. Okay, let's see the results of automatic scheduling. As you can see now, I don't have any major resource clashes. As you remember, for electrical work center we had some overloads, but there are no any clashes now. So I open the page with detailed schedule for a given work center and see that I don't have any overloads for the beginning of the period or any idle time at the end. My schedule is nearly 100% of my main resources. Go back to dashboard. You can see that now I have 352 work orders in my scope. It means that the rest has been excluded because Avaline decided that these work orders are less important. In short, this is the result of scheduling. Of course, I always can review what is not okay with my scope. I can go to Export to Reports page, select desired parameters, and run report creation. Here I can see my schedule. I will see how many man hours and people I need to execute each job. I can also see my resource utilization. In most cases, it is 100%. For some work centers, I still have idle time, but they are shared work centers, and it is not important. First of all, Avaline tries to achieve 100% for our primary resources. Go back to the system. On the dashboard, I can see that we have overloads for 4 days for shared work centers. Let's go and review the details. On this page, I can see for which dates and work centers I have overloads. I can review the list of operations which cause this overload and make several different actions to fix it. I can exclude given jobs, move them to another date, or redefine resource availability for this date. Okay, I have fixed all violations and now I think my schedule is good enough. So I mark my scope as final. That means that I won't change its schedule in the future and I export created schedule to SAP.